Ever wonder why some people seem to bloom when they're alone while others wilt? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? This, my friends, is what we call the loneliness paradox. A strange dance between solitude and society, where some individuals find themselves crippled by the silence, while others, well, they simply thrive. Imagine, if you will, a desert. For many, it's a barren, desolate place. But for others, it's an opportunity to discover their own oasis. That's the power of perspective, the magic of mindset. It's about finding beauty in the silence, strength in solitude, and reinventing oneself in the process. And that brings us to our main character, a person who's not only faced the loneliness paradox head-on, but has managed to transform it into a superpower. A fascinating individual who's found a way to bloom in the desert of solitude. So who is this mysterious character who's turned loneliness into a superpower? Let's call them Sam. Sam, folks, is your regular Joe or Jane, just with a little more me time. Now let's paint a picture here. Sam used to be the life of every party, the kind whose absence was felt more than their presence. But behind the laughter and the cheers, Sam felt a tinge of emptiness, like there was a party going on, but not in their heart. The turning point? A surprisingly intense conversation with a goldfish at a party. Yes, you heard that right, a goldfish. It was then that Sam realized the one person they hadn't really hung out with was, well, themselves. They decided to turn down the noise of the world and instead tune into their own inner symphony. And so the journey of self-discovery began, one solitary step at a time. Now, Sam didn't wake up one day and start enjoying loneliness. It was a process, a very funny one, if I may add. Now, loneliness didn't come with an instruction manual for Sam. It was more like a puzzle with missing pieces. But Sam, being the stubborn mule they are, decided to grab this bull by the horns. They started with a simple step, like talking to their reflection in the mirror. The mirror wasn't very talkative, but it was a start. Then they took up knitting, only to realize they were allergic to wool. Who knew? The real game changer, though, was when they discovered painting. Sam wasn't exactly the next Picasso, but they had a blast splattering paint everywhere. They found joy in their solitude, creating art that was uniquely theirs. There were tough days, sure, days when the silence was deafening and their own company wasn't enough. But Sam, resilient as ever, learned how to dance in the rain, both figuratively and literally. And that, folks, is how Sam flipped the script, reinvented themselves, and became a loneliness ninja. But what happened after Sam became a self-proclaimed loneliness ninja? Well, they didn't fight off loneliness demons, if that's what you're thinking. Instead, they found a new sense of peace within themselves. They started to enjoy their own company, finding solace in solitude. They began to read more, explore new hobbies, and even took up meditation. In the quiet moments of solitude, they found an inner strength they never knew they possessed. Now, let's do a quick recap here. We've learned that loneliness isn't a monster under the bed, but rather a catalyst for self-discovery. We've met Sam, our everyday hero, who embraced loneliness and emerged stronger, more self-aware. They learned to dance with their own shadows, and in the process, they reinvented themselves. So, the next time you find yourself alone, remember Sam, and maybe try to find your inner loneliness ninja, because who knows, you might just end up reinventing yourself too.